This is a very good map for the Gotham City Green Arrow combo. It's spicy.
Spicy for this meta.
It's a spicy matchup. It's a spicy matchup. This is the okay. Avengers Infinity. My goodness. So yeah. I think the anarchy on this Green Arrow build is what really turns it up for me. And then Shredder's just being one of my favorite teams to play. I prefer it in limited because I just really like the sort of the chess-like aspect of the team. It's a lot about placement, movements. All right, not a lot of dice rolls.
Yeah. Got some announcements going on.
Yeah, some announcements from Jay Solomon.
One other thing, if I didn't download and one rule questions preemptively. Damage from the pocket tank is not an attack. Okay, a lot of questions about that and one clear right now before we talk around. That being said,
both of these players are 2-0 going into round 3. Both of them scoring approximately the same amount of points. So these guys are all in all within the field evenly matched. And we'll see how well they pilot their respective builds against each other. Lane Miller is currently 2-0.
I can't spell. I tried. So one thing I've noticed right off the bat is with this map, the bombs make it really hard to
close the distance, right?
Yeah.
The way that Brad is positioned, right, his markers, he's protecting his side of the map.
It's super
right.
hard to place somewhere that's either not in
Yes.
their face, you're on top of a bomb, or you're getting shot by Green Arrow.
Right. Now the right and the bomb's damage is perfectly set up to kind of get around Peace Machine.
Right. Peace Machine is an important thing to keep in mind about this Shredder team too.
It's definitely going to be lowering damage amounts for them, keeping them going. They have heavy resilience. And the symbiote could be a big help in dodging attacks from Green Arrow.
I believe it's 4 rounds of Swiss.
It is 4 rounds of Swiss today, yes.
He's not. He's actually on the
Brad
giant
starts.
starfish thing.
Getting that free attack on Fast Force's Penguin, and it hits. Going to be popping that marker onto Green Arrow. And that'll be giving Green Arrow +1 attack, +1 range. So it bumps him from an 8 to a 9.
He also is playing Stormbreaker, so that he will end up at a full +3 range. I think that's right.
+3 range, yep. Energy Explosion on Green Arrow.
And that is an energy explosion that ignores defense powers too.
Mm.
So it's an energy explosion that ignores defense powers.
Yep.
So that's a scary energy explosion. I don't want to be on the end of that.
So Anarchy, right? At the beginning of the game, you place up to 6 bomb special markers as inscribed on this card on the map, at least 4 squares from any starting area and each other. Bomb marker trait. At the beginning of your turn, if an opposing character is within 3 squares, you may roll a d6 that can't be re-rolled. 1 through 3, decoy. Remove the marker. 4 through 6, boom. All characters within 3 squares of this marker are dealt 3 damage. Destroy all adjacent blocking terrain, then remove the marker. Anarchy can be given a power action off of an attack special to place adjacent a bomb special marker as described in this card. So if Edwin can come up over the top and tie Brad's team up while right, man, there's really no way that they're going to be able to dodge some damage the way that Brad's going to hang back behind the markers. But if Edwin can hang back and draw Brad forward some, then there's a decent chance that when he dives in, the damage is just going to be splash on everybody. And I think that's what he's gonna want to be doing, but it looks like Bat Ape came around and handed off Stormbreaker.
Okay.
So Green Arrow should be equipped now, and there is a Penguin Pog on the move.
The biggest thing I think I see that I'm worried about.
Looks like trying to get Symbiote on Shredder Clone as well. This is a forward placement that could be problematic for Edwin because Brad does have access to a Jean Grey call-in, which would be a TK and an energy explosion that could do quite a bit of damage to, or be quite a disruption to Edwin's team with the placement of Pip and Shredder and Minnie all next to each other.
So I actually think Edwin is probably favored here. If I was just sitting down, if I was Brad, I would be kind of worried. Because Peace Machine makes it really hard to KO the Shredders. And if he leaves Peace Machine back, he doesn't have a good way on this map to get across the map to...
Leadership with Commissioner Gordon fails. Brad might just be willing to hang back and send Pogs forward, right? Send Penguin Pogs forward. Yep, so here's the copy of the attack. We're using the camera again, and the attack hits using Batman enemy team ability to get a free move off of the Penguin. So that's a really neat interaction that the Super Rare Penguin has. That if a character uses Batman enemy team ability to replace their attack value with the Penguin's, after action resolve, you may give a Robo Penguin a move action as a free action. And this is going to be a Pulse Wave Penguin. Running shot. Pen Blast. This is the Pen Blast 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 range on this Penguin. Going after Carnage.
That's a scary looking Penguin. So, does that mean that the loyalty token's actually on the Penguin
And
and not on
Carnage
Green
has been
Arrow?
taken off the map by a Robo Penguin.
Okay.
Must have placed the loyalty marker onto the Penguin to get the +1 range.
Right.
And then the +1 stats from it being the actual bystander Pog that comes off of Penguin Super Rare. So that takes it from a 5 range to a 7. And that was just enough with the move action and the running shot to take out Carnage and put Brad up on points. This puts Edwin right somewhat on the back foot because now he's forced to move in and start attacking, start pinging the damage, making call-ins.
I still just feel like
It's a very effective combination of Gotham City keyword, right? Having Green Arrow to mitigate, right, and sort of challenge the opposing team on their approach, right? Giving them high range, right, high damage attack, but then also Anarchy, right, disrupting the approach as well, making it very difficult to come in without taking some coincidental damage. And then, right, the Penguin just being able to process and send out free Pogs
I almost want to relate it to like a tower defense game, right?
Oh, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
He orchestrates it so he gets his advantage turn 1 or turn 2, I guess, off killing a retaliator, and then he has anarchy bombs and green arrow that just gets to lay into their team as they approach. But you have to approach because you have to get that point lead back.
Right.
That being said, I really feel like Shredders, if he can close the gap, he can get there.
No, I don't think it's a matter of if he can close the gap. It's when he closes the gap and how well he does so without taking too much damage from any of these bomb markers.
Right.
But Pip the Troll,
he has a phasing teleport with an incredibly high movement and can carry a bunch of people.
13 phasing teleport with 2 passengers, but can also carry wing symbols or battle fury characters. So Edwin is counting out the spaces on how to get close without losing Pip or right before he can actually get the Shredders next to Brad's team. This is a very important move. Brad being very careful not to get within that threat range, forcing Edwin to take a big risk on this movement, especially by scoring the Carnage.
So here's what I'm thinking though. He has a penetrating psychic blast +1/+1 Robo Penguin on the other side of the map, right next to Feast Machine. So if Edwin crosses the map and doesn't try to do something about the Penguin first, then he might have 0 damage Peace Machine versus
there you go. All right,
the Penguin.
That's right, Rugged. Yeah, that's absolutely right. The Space Jam will swap.
So it is impossible to kill the taxi on this team for the most part.
Basically, yeah.
But do you think that leaving Super Penguin over by a Peace Machine
it can push and get in a couple damage, but Peace Machine's not going to die. Not right away, and I think it's mostly about getting in and starting to score serious points, right?
Right.
He's got to leave the Peace Machine back, and I think the opportunity cost for Brad of using an action to attack Peace Machine once, yeah, that would be very effective. But I think he's going to be just going in for the damage now. He's going to score 15 points off that 8 Batman right away, and start pinging Green Arrow. So yeah, he's just getting in for it. These Shredders don't have to take action tokens on attacks, so they can pump everything into calling in ID characters, especially like this Wolverine ID.
Right.
That's gonna hit the table at some point. As
like
long as there's a character on the map for Edwin, we're gonna see a lot of damage output pretty quickly.
Right.
And the faster Edwin can clean up the Super Red Penguin and Green Arrow, the faster he takes control of this game, and then can start to maneuver a little bit more conservatively.
It is 4 rounds, so this is round 3. We'll do 1 more round, and then there's a break to go eat, and then when they come back, it will be bracket play.
So, it looks like Rugged looks like Edwin's gonna he's just ignoring the Penguin Fog.
Yeah. How deep is Peace Machine?
So there's a question about if he if he sidesteps Mini into a square, can he sidestep, pick up Mini, and go into the same square that Mini occupied? And the answer is no, you cannot do that. So I think the best play for Edwin is to have Mini sidestep into that hindering terrain that he's just done. Pings Anarchy, pings Penguin, pings Green Arrow, and then ping Penguin, Green Arrow, and score the ape Batman.
Okay.
So that puts Edwin up now on points and gets a consistent amount of damage in. Takes Green Arrow from a 12-3 with RCE to an 11-3 with 16 defense too. So that's solid. Super Penguin loses his defense. And Anarchy taking a damage. It loses his power action to place adjacent to the bomb, which is huge. Special marker. So Princess Unicorn, what's going on right now is a leadership roll. Oh, now that was a bomb special marker. So that's 3 damage. Okay. So these token markers that they're pointing at right now, Brad's pointing at this one. He's activated it, which is a D6 roll at the beginning of his turn if an opposing character is within 3 squares. On a 4-5-6, he deals 3 damage to everybody within 3 squares.
Okay.
Yep. And so that's what just happened. So Shredder Clone, Mini Shredder, and Pip the Troll all take 3 damage.
Is that penetrating or is it reducing?
No, it's just standard damage.
Okay.
So anybody with toughness or invulnerable will reduce that damage by the respective amount.
Okay. That's actually a good question. Do we know how many players we have today? How many players do we have today?
Somewhere around 60.
Okay.
There's at least probably closer to 70. I think we're up to like table 33 to 35.
Okay.
So yeah, Edwin's team is designed to get in, knocked out. Woo-hoo-hoo. Pip is gone.
3 damage just KOs Pip?
No, Pip pushed on the
second
on the
move.
carry in
Okay.
and then took the 3 damage. Yeah.
Got it.
So that was a 50-50 shot on that happening on Pip dying, but not so great. Could have been a 1-3. Nothing
Right.
happens, you know.
Well, I mean, now that he's across the map, though, I don't feel like he's super worried about having Pip anymore. Because I feel like this is going to be one of those games where if you don't wipe an Edwin situation, not because of the points, but just because of the way that your team works, then you have a problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, as soon as he brings it down to like Commissioner Gordon and Fast Forces Penguin, that's mostly the game.
Right.
So he's just really got to worry about Anarchy, Green Arrow, and Super Rare Penguin, because Super Rare Penguin will just keep generating those Penguin Pogs, so long as there's somewhere to place, you know. But Edwin doesn't have enough characters to occupy all of the squares around Penguin, so he's always going to be able to put something down. The clone now has the Space Gem, which grants him the carry ability to Passenger.
PAC.
PAC reference. So, Brad considering generating a Penguin Pog, I think, here. He's got leadership, so he's got 4 actions. And Anarchy is on a 7-11, 17-2. He's got Prob, he's got Quake, and he's got Charge. So yeah, Brad's going to push this Penguin to take a shot at Peace Machine.
Okay.
So that the actual bystander Pog will go back onto Super Rare Penguin, and Penguin can then generate another +1 combat values Pog to fight these Shredders off.
Yes.
So this could be where we see a bit of a mistake. from Edwin not taking care of that right? But at the same time,
So he removed. Did he just remove piece of
looks like
Oh, they're talking about line of fire.
That's gonna be a clear line of fire, yeah. But I think I think it was okay for Edwin to not have taken out this Pog. The Pog's gonna push, Peace Machine's gonna survive, and he's gonna yeah, so that misses. So Peace Machine's fine.
Yes.
That's an action out of Brad's pool. And now Peace Machine is safe for the rest of the game, basically. Brad has to deal with these shredders, which is going to take at least 2 more attacks to get through Mini, probably 2 more attacks to get through Clone, and then they reset and come back. That's another after that. It's another 2 attacks for Mini, and I think 1 more solid attack on Clone. But it won't be Clone. It'll be he's got the Ocean Red, so it'll be Shark Shredder.
So I'm not sure. It's hard for me to tell from the image, but I don't know where the Green Arrow is. But I was thinking about
Green Arrow is top center of this cluster.
Okay, he does have a lot of potential AoE damage here because he does have Energy Explosion with Green Arrow. He has Quake with Anarchy, and he has Pulse Wave Penguin.
Right, but if he's gonna Quake, that's fine because that'll only hit the clones. But if he's gonna Energy Explosion, it's gonna hit everybody that's adjacent to the target.
Fair. So maybe you Quake first, knock everybody back away from your team, and then Energy Explosion afterwards?
I think that Mini has combat reflexes, so he'll be able to ignore that. He's going after Shredder Clone. Shredder Clone misses the shape change because he had the symbiote.
Okay.
That is going to be a maze. It's a 5. Shredder Clone's sitting on an 18 right now. Theme Team Prob from Commissioner Gordon.
Oh, chat was asking if we could possibly keep up with the points. Under the names. Oh, Pulse Wave gets around Ocean Resurrection. That is important to know. If
that's another miss.
If Clone Shredder dies to Pulse Wave, then he does not get the Ocean Res, it just gets scored.
So Edwin is currently sitting on, as far as I can tell, 15 points from that Hog. Brad has scored
Carnage and Pip.
So Pip is 30 points, 40 points, so that's 50 points for Brad. So we got another reroll. Because Green Arrow. Green Arrow is somehow generating knockback. Or Penguin? No. This is not the best decision to. So the Penguin's now double token. Anarchy still has a charge.
So, if you are in Brad's situation, what do you think the play is here? Because you have a lot of really heavy hitters that sometimes don't even have to roll in your face. It's a really squishy team.
All right. Yep. 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th action. Critical miss. And Anarchy's gonna. And that's still a miss again. So that's really that's a big break for Edwin. If I was Brad,
First, you roll better.
if rolling a little bit better would help, but I think that I don't think that I want to be activating knockback against these shredders. I want to keep them close so that they can't sidestep in and get more free damage. But this penguin is going to pulse wave. We could be seeing. Okay. So Brad was just free attacking the Fast Forces penguin, swapping attack values with Batman enemies, so he gets a free move on the penguin pog. So this is why he wanted to generate that knockback and isolate Shredder Clone.
Okay.
So he can get a single target pulse wave, because this Robo Penguin is going to be putting out 2 damage, right? So it's a 10 for 2.
Right.
Against Shredder Clone's 17. Very high chance of hitting and possibly activating the Ocean Resurrection trait.
So doesn't he get? So I played against a variant of this team recently, and I remember the penguin having +2 attack, +2 damage, and +1 on everything else. So doesn't? I know he gets a bonus from the big penguin and then a loyalty token, right? So what are the rules on the big penguin?
So the Pog Penguin gets +1 to combat values, and then the +1 attack, +1 range comes from putting the loyalty marker onto the Pog Penguin.
Okay.
But I think that Brad just missed his rolls on that free attack, so the loyalty token won't change.
Got it.
Its placement, and it was prior to this, it was on the other Pog, so it's currently sitting errant within the game state. It doesn't ever actually go away. It's one of the cool things about Fast Forces Penguin is that you can put it on an ID card call-in and then blip them off the map, and you don't lose the loyalty token.
Okay.
It's just sort of this nondescript game element that can just move around freely or not be in any place at a given time.
Right. And right now it's on anyone because it was on the Robo Penguin, and Robo Penguin died, right?
Yeah, it was the Robo Penguin on the on Edwin's side of the map that had taken a shot at Peak's machine.
Yes.
That character can't be healed this game except by using Steel Energy. The thing about Shark Shredder is that he does have Steel Energy. Now, this is the thing about these like the mystical worms, right? These shredders come back, they reset and come back, and they don't have Steel Energy. They can heal, but they usually don't have access to Steel Energy. That's something that Exospecs, when that releases, will become probably a huge element. But luckily, Mini Shredder can't pick it up. Shark Shredder can't pick it up. And if Clone Shredder has it, he's going to drop it because of the replacement effect. But the one that can is Claw Shredder.
Okay.
And Claw Shredder being able to access Steel Energy and just continue to heal right through combat damage will make that specific piece even more resilient.
So
now we're looking at Shark Shredder back on fit 4, who does have access to Sidestep and the free penetrating damage when becoming adjacent to opposing characters. He's also got Blaze Claw's Fangs and Steel Energy. So we could be looking at this Shark Shredder just being KO'd. He's not even on the map right now.
Okay, so he did get KO'd with Pulse Wave, and Pulse Wave stops the Ocean Regeneration trait.
Ooh.
So when they were talking about it in chat, if he gets KO'd by Pulse Wave, then he does not get to come back.
Ooh.
Which is why so that's why when he put him on the map, I was confused.
Pulse Wave. That's not protected Pulse Wave. That's an excellent play by Brad.
Agreed, and that's what he needed to change the tide of the game here.
Yeah, that's just another 75 huge. Points. Mini Shredder is no joke.
So there's 25.
Yeah. But Edwin going to be able to back to this? It looks like Edwin. See now, Green Arrow is double tokened, but Commissioner Gordon does have leadership, so he could become active again. He won't be able to make ranged attacks though. I think that Mini wants to get close with a sidestep, deal some more damage.
He's actually 135 because of the ocean region trait.
He does, I think, yeah. Call in Green Arrow, and get some flurries in.
Call over. Maybe.
Or call in Wolverine, and yeah, get those flurries because he can score 120 points in response and tie the game up.
Right.
If he takes out Green Arrow and Penguin.
Big thing is it just
But Green
Mini
Arrow
on that side of the map
is-
now?
Green Arrow is sitting on combat reflexes right now. I believe it's click 3. So if he can take him to the super senses, it's his best chance of.
It is just Mini on.
It's just Mini and Peace Machine now. Yeah.
Peace
No.
Machine is up in.
No,
Oh, he's getting
Peace
it.
Machine has moved up. Yeah, Peace Machine. I think Edwin's going to be moving Peace Machine forward because at some point he's going to have Peace Machine making call-ins. This call-in is a pretty good play. If he can get out of range of Anarchy and Prob. Green Arrow sitting on combat reflexes right now on click 3, and a 16, so it's going to be a pretty confident hit, and he's going to get him 80 points, and then Mini can still sidestep in, blip Cyclops off the map, and get some incidental damage in. Yep. So if this Cyclops is range combat expert, if he rolls a 5, he does an extra damage. If he doesn't roll any 5s on either dice, he gets to re-roll.
Okay.
So he potentially has 2 chances at this shot. And he only needs to do
the target.
2 damage, I believe, to KO. 1,
Okay.
2, 3's got to do 3 damage. Yeah, everything going on to attack. 13 against a 16. That's enough to hit. Probin again. He gets it through. That's 80 points for Edwin.
And that is a big hit to the Gotham City team.
It is. But Edwin still has a lot of work to do. He really has to focus on taking out this Super Rare Penguin. But Super Rare Penguin is double token, so he's wondering where to sidestep. And is he going to sidestep away? I don't know if that's... Oh. He doesn't want to get caught in a single target pulse wave from that Robo Penguin.
Even more than that, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so he actually... Okay, Anarchy's still alive, so he does have someone who can call in ID cards because the rest of his team is at the low points.
Just trying to get out of the pulse wave threat range from that Robo Penguin, which is wild to think about. A 0-point bystander putting so much pressure that Edwin's foregoing getting in that free damage.
I mean, if you think about it, all of the kills so far from Brad's team has come from a 0-point Penguin Puck. Carnage
and the Shredder clone.
Basically solo.
I mean, he's worked him down by other means, but yeah, that pulse wave is brutal. The traits are not protected pulse wave; they don't get to be replaced.
Mini's is protected pulse wave though, right?
I don't. Oh, this can't be ignored. So yeah, Minis is protected pulse wave. Not protected pulse wave, but it can't be ignored. Yeah. Pre actual rewording. Anarchy Bomb.
Boom. So that means that the Cyclops is on the map.
Ah, it's a decoy. That's lucky for it's lucky for Edwin. So yeah, Mini did go in and get that damage in. So I think that puts the Penguin onto last click maybe 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it should be last click. So Edwin has a good chance of scoring that Penguin next turn if Brad can't seal the deal on getting rid of Mini Shredder.
He's got to deal so much damage to Mini, but he gets to choose where Mini goes.
Mini does come back. Yeah.
So if he manages to work through Mini, he just places him adjacent to the Robo Penguin this turn.
No, because the Robo Penguin will push and KO itself, and Penguin is double tokened. So I think that what he does is he probably nestles Mini in like behind Anarchy, so that he doesn't get any of that incidental damage. It also forces Mini to call in Wolverine adjacent to Anarchy if he's going to make that call in. And that means that Wolverine will be knocking him onto combat reflexes and giving Anarchy a chance to
make bombs again,
dodge an attack. Yeah, because that 18 against I think it's an 11 from Wolverine will be difficult to hit.
I wish we knew what
Brad considering pulse waving Cyclops.
Do we know what click Mini is
Robo
on?
Penguin has a 5-6 range, so it's a 3-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he'd get a damage in on Mini Shredder if he hits here.
Do we know what click Mini is on?
No, we do not currently. He's taken. You're taking 2 from the bomb. Maybe another 1 from the Quake. So he's probably on click 4 or 5-ish.
Okay. So no reducers, but he is capped at 3 damage.
Yeah. Called in Jean Grey.
That's an awkward call-in. Unless he's planning on free action TKing. I think it's Anarchy out of the way.
No, he's moving the loyalty token to Jean. So
+1 attack, +1 range.
She's running shot.
Oh, that's right. She flies. Okay. I had completely forgotten the fact that she flies.
She's gonna get a shot off on Mini. Mini. Likely on a 17. 17 combat reflexes. 18 from ranged. Let's see if Mini had sidestepped into the hindering, he'd have stealth, I think, right now. 12 to an 18. That's just enough to hit. I think that will reset Mini. No.
So if the pulse wave didn't hit, then he's capped at 3 damage and he's on last one right now.
Oh, because Mini will only ever take 3.
So does he have somewhere that last damage? I don't think the penguin is pulse wave yet. Oh, he cleared it.
Yeah, it was cleared. Yeah, this sets him up for a single target pulse wave next turn. So Mini has a lot of pressure. I think he's only single token, but he's got to make a pretty significant call-in right now.
I mean, you have to.
I'm
Wolverine, I think.
almost certain that it's Wolverine, and it's Wolverine in the hindering this diagonal back one, so that he can sidestep, carry Mini away, and swing on Commissioner Gordon and Penguin. I think. He doesn't want to lose the outwit on Mini Shredder's sidestep that he declared. Brad had Jean Grey outwit Mini Shredder's sidestep, so that's why he's keeping her on the map. And yeah, looks like Edwin is making the Wolverine call in, and he is sidestepping up Peace Machine because it's. I mean, at some point, this Peace Machine getting forward, and it's good that Edwin hasn't lost sight of that. It could be a clutch play in a call in and attack.
So he's called in Cyclops. He's called in Wolverine. Is there another call in on his team that Peace Machine at 50 points can call in? Because he has Iceman listed at 60, Banshee's at 75. I don't think Banshee has a split dial.
Oh, he doesn't have a split dial. Oh, then yeah, no, this will be it.
He could. I could be wrong.
And Peace Machine has like 0 attack.
Yeah.
So he's got 10. He's got 0 damage. They can Force Blast. You can Force Blast and get some damage. Alright. Oh man, I don't think that's where Edwin wants to place it. No, that's a little bit closer to what he wants to do. But I would go after Gordon and Penguin. I would stay away from Anarchy. Flurry. He's going on Anarchy. Wait. He's going on Anarchy first.
I don't think we have a running check of time now.
It's a hit. I think if Edwin wants to score the KO, he has to roll blades, and he's got to be like a 5.
Even with both attacks?
He's got. Oh, he rolled a 4. Anarchy takes 3, and is still alive.
Which means he's not going to get both Anarchy and the Penguin.
No. And this is why I think I would have called in that one hindering back and done the charge around, because I'm almost certain I can KO Commissioner Gordon and Penguin in one flurry. And Penguin theme props Wolverine's second attack into a miss. That's huge.
Wow.
That's the.
Yeah.
I think that's
probably
game.
is the game. Anarchy at least would have put Edwin up on points, and then it's a race against.
Mini Shredder hasn't popped, but he's going to. Yeah, Wolverine. I think that was a misplay. Because the Penguin goes down to a single attack. Commissioner Gordon. Commissioner Gordon does have toughness. He's a deeper dial than I thought he was for 30 points.
Yeah.
Dang, that's an excellent figure. No, yeah, you got to go after Fast Forces, or you have to go after the Penguin. I wouldn't have pumped an attack into Anarchy because
I think that the thing is he didn't want or killing. Oh no, it doesn't actually. Yeah, I was gonna say killing Penguin just makes it a tie, but that's not even a tie at that point. He still
has to use the 5 points. Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's yeah. I just feel like at least not placing him right adjacent. Well, because Mini gets the heal, and then you can sidestep reposition. You could go after Penguin and Fast Forces Penguin, you know?
Right.
That gets you the
yeah, that puts you
ahead by a lot.
You could also position Mini so that Big Penguin doesn't have line of fire theme team that.
Oh, well,
If you drop Mini
Brad
into
will
Henry,
have, pretty much no matter what, Brad will have some access to a theme team probability control on it. But, I mean, you're scoring much more reliable points. That Fast Forces Penguin is 4 clicks. So 1, 2, 3 puts him on last click. But then maybe Mini Shredder can just sidestep in and finish it.
right?
Or you roll your blades anyway. And if you hit a 4 and on Fast Forces Penguin instead of Anarchy, that's a KO.
Right.
Brad's not going to be able to get a single target pulse wave, but I think he's going for a pulse wave. And it's going to miss by 1. This is
So Edwin gets one more turn. How many is
Mini's
single action or double action?
Mini's double tokens.
So
it comes down to Peace Machine being able to make a call in here.
I thought he didn't have a character he could call it, unless Banshee's is
and Mini could I don't think Peace Machine can make a call in. Mini can't make an attack. It doesn't look like there's any way for Edwin to secure the last 75 points off of an Anarchy KO.
Anarchy's on
if Peace Machine TKs Mini and Mini sidesteps in, is that a possible play? Because if that's a possible play, if Anarchy's on his last click, or if Penguin's on his last click.
That's the thing is he could move in.
Yeah, that's right, Steve.
Back.
Yeah, but I don't know if Edwin sees it. If he can move to Mini, sidestep him back, and then move in. But I don't think,
unless we might be incorrect, and Anarchy might not be on this last click, because that's.
It's the only way that Edwin can score points up top to win. He might be on his last click.
Breakaway roll.
Breakaway sidestep.
He only gets his trait or his damage if he is given a move action.
Machine might be double token. That's it though. That's that's the game.
Handshakes go out. And honestly, looking at when these two teams sat down, I thought this was heavily in Edwin's favor. So I am pleasantly surprised to see that.
He just sidestepped Mini for incidental damage. I guess it turns out that Super Penguin wasn't even on his last click. That was weird. Yeah, that was weird. I think Peace Machine might be double token. I'm going to go take a quick look at the game state. I'll be right back.
So yeah, it was really, again, like I said, I thought this was heavily favored in Edwin's favor looking at the teams when they sat down. So I'm kind of pleasantly surprised, I guess, to see who I was considering the underdog and someone I thought, especially as fragile as that team is as far as reducers and such go. Oh, maybe the game isn't over yet because I think there's still. Oh, maybe he's pointing out. Okay, he's figuring out why. That's all right. We're on the same page now. So the game is over. Handshakes have been given out. But yeah, seeing him live through his dice did not want him to win this game. He just did it anyway.
All right.
So what was
the situation was that in moving Peace Machine up, Edwin had to double token him to get him to the elevation where he is now, which means that he didn't have an opportunity to move and pick up Mini, He didn't have an opportunity to TK Mini or sidestep and TK Mini. We discussed the Wolverine attacks. So he went after Anarchy, hoping to one-shot him, putting him on 16 combat reflexes, and then chose not to attack again because the attack is harder to hit. Instead, then chose to go after Super Penguin, but then unfortunately missed that attack anyway. And then when Mini went to sidestep, he had no way. Mini was also double token. He had no way of getting the reset on Mini at that point, so that he could get to Anarchy and Super Penguin. They were both on their last quick at that point.
Okay.
Now, if he had called in Wolverine in the hindering that I had indicated, right, 2 squares away from the starting area, he could then have sidestepped and charged in, resetting Mini, so that he wasn't adjacent. And then if the attacks had failed to KO, he could have sidestepped in and at least gotten the Super Penguin, if not also Anarchy. So a tough break. If he had pumped both flurries into both flurry attacks in Anarchy, it's very likely that Edwin would have won that game. It's just an unfortunate call in trying to best choose or like I guess best attack the available probabilities and go after the greatest chance to hit.
I thought that he had missed the second attack on the penguin. Though.
He did.
So if it was a higher
because it was a theme, it was themed into a miss.
Right.
So
so he would have missed either way.
No, right? Because we can only consider the state of the game during and the roll which was made given the attack that had been declared. So right, it's kind of strange, but if Wolverine is in a different position on the map, attacking a different character, there's like a different intention in the dice roll.
Right.
Yes, it could have missed to begin with. Yes, it could have missed against the theme team probability control anyway.
Right.
But like we can't be certain of how that second attack would have resolved.
Okay.
It's just the way that things were set. But I think that just calling in Wolverine adjacent already, not giving Edwin the chance to reposition Mini away from the characters. Well, that was probably like the like sort of hinge in which like all of that kind of missed that sort of clutch aspect. But an excellent game, like very well played.
Agreed.
A super solid team from Brad. Very interesting team from Brad.
It is.
A lot of. I mean, yeah, this was a great matchup. Respect to both the players.
I was talking about while you were gone the fact that looking at the teams when they sat down, I felt like this was going to be really one-sided in Edwin's favor. So I am pleasantly surprised from both I like to learn new things and also it was like an underdog feeling going into it, at least from my perspective, because it looked like Edwin's team was favored. So that was a very enjoyable game to watch.
Yeah, excellent game to watch. Yeah, that pulse wave on Shredder Clone also absolutely clutch to put Brad over the top. So we'll see if we can't flag him down before the next round begins and get a little post game. But right now we'll be taking a break and resetting the screens and prepping for round 4. Stay tuned. All right, HeroClix players. If you can get that door, please. Thank you. We have Brad Milburn, who we just watched. No, it's just there. Yeah, sorry. Handily defeat. Well, maybe not handily, but
not handily.
Defeat Edwin Lopez Vega in round 3 of the Swiss finals for the ROC Cup. You got map roll. Took him to the AI. What's that map called?
Galador Promenade.
All right, now that's a lot of elevation, and right. I noticed that your placement of the anarchy bombs seemed like you kind of knew what you were getting ready for.
Exactly, yeah. My energy bombs, I put them more to my side because that's what shredders want to do. They want to get in your face. They want to come at you. So my team is not a come at you, come get you side for my little Wily Penguins.
Right.
But I knew he was going to come in there. So if he wanted to come in there, there was a chance to blow him up. So that was kind of the decision I made from the very beginning.
So you've got that sort of like minefield set up for when they make the approach, because they will be making the approach. But also, I think you did a really cool thing in adding the Penguins combo with the Pog to this Green Arrow sort of baseline team, because what it allowed you to do was get that move up and then the running shot attack onto Carnage by swapping out the loyalty marker, having the +1 stats, and kind of forcing Edwin's hand. Right, you put him on the back foot a little bit, being 10 points up, which means that like now, no matter what, he's got to get in there. It's already kind of his game plan, but maybe it rushes him a little bit, which then he did respond the next turn, pushing Pip. Right, the bomb goes off. Right, from the 4, 5, 6. It's a 50-50 shot, but it does. So the plan works, and you score another 40 points on top of the 10. Now, if he had waited a turn and come in, Pip doesn't die that turn. So that is, I think that was a very strong foresight, right? It just comes with planning and testing. So once that's happened, how are you feeling? What's your approach? There was an attack from, I think, Green Arrow that generated knockback on 2 characters. Now, how did that come about?
From a Quake, because he was equipped with Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker adds Quake?
Energy Explosion, Quake, and +2 to range. So
excellent.
If they hang back, he's going to Energy Explode him. If they want to come in my face, he can Quake him. And even if he has the 1 action token where he can't make a range attack, he can still Quake.
Quake.
And he's end down, so we won't take a push.
Right.
So that was the thought on
a little bit of threat diversity. Now, you did choose to generate knockback, which typically is not what you want to do when you're facing shredders, because they're just going to sidestep back in and get more free damage. Now, your positioning with the Robo Penguin on the follow-up kind of explained it itself in why you chose to generate that knockback by isolating that shredder clone and getting the Robo Penguin in position to have a single target pulse wave. You were able to take Shredder Clone off the map entirely. No Ocean Resurrection. That trait is not protected by any sort of protected pulse wave, or this can't be ignored. So I'm guessing you had also the foresight and knowledge to do that.
Yeah, I knew. That's why I did the knockback, because I wanted to isolate the Shredder Clone. Because I knew where he was, because he took some damage from the bomb, taking 2 from Green Arrow's Quake. I knew it had to be like 1 or 2 more would have done it, and using the figurine, the actual +1 stats one, Penguin, to do the loyalty attack from the Super Penguin's trait to move him into position, and then just pulse wave from there. So, and I didn't do the loyalty token on him because that would have gave him +1, which would have hit my people. So that's why I didn't do any kind of loyalty attack to put it on him, even though it gives +1, but then I'm hitting my own guys.
Right, because it adds to that range, so it's like just enough to get that single target pulse wave off and take Shredder Clone out, which really then puts a lot of pressure on Mini Shredder to carry, which came down to a very, very close call, and I think maybe with some positioning, you're able to secure that win down. Edwin placing the Wolverine adjacent to your characters, not giving them a chance to make a sidestep or charge to reset Mini's positioning, to be able to sidestep in afterward on the follow-up. He rolled his first attack against Anarchy, rolled a 4 for the damage on Blaze.
Yes.
Yeah, which with the toughness just brought him into last click,
Right.
and then chose to then go after Super Penguin instead of trying to just finish off Anarchy.
Right. Well, Super Rare Penguin had a 16 defense. Anarchy had 16 with combat reflexes. So a little bit more of a higher roll for him. So I understand going after the Penguin. I mean, he rolled blades, hoping to take him out. Lucky for me, it was just enough to get him on that last click. So I would have done the same thing, gone after Penguin, because, sevens shouldn't be that hard, but
Right, but
it's a dice game. They can be. So
well, as it turns out, a 5 is also just as hard, right? The theme team really coming in clutch for you in protecting those points.
Right. I almost gave up the Penguin. Like I almost didn't use the prob, but I was like, it's coming down to the wire. I got 2 left. He's gonna die if I don't do it, so might as well let him re-roll it, and the dice gods were kind on me.
Yeah, excellent choice. Yeah, excellent choice. Yeah, I think that it wouldn't have quite put him right up over the top, but it would have been really close at that point, and a couple more minutes could have decided the game differently.
Right.
So yeah, excellent play, excellent strategy, really awesome, spicy team.